Hello Wayfinders, I'm DonTheCrown, and I unlocked a second character in Wayfinder, and it took me about 8 to 9 hours of grinding, and I learned a whole bunch of stuff along the way, and I wanted to share some of the tips and tricks that I learned. Now obviously you can just go to the shop and you can pay for a character if you want to. However, I wanted to grind out my character. I originally started with Nis, I have her all the way up to level 25, and I wanted to play Wingrave instead. So I went out and just started grinding it. I didn't really know what to do per se. All I knew is that if you talk to Ohm in here, she gives you the ability to summon new Wayfinders. So you can see I've already got Nis unlocked and I have Wingrave. So like Silo is the other starter option that you can get. And so you can see all of the things that you need to get here. So you need a whole bunch of stuff like materials. You need to find these like vestiges of Silo's precision and other things like that. One of these will always just be a flat gold cost, but most of these require that you go and farm specific bosses and sometimes specific dungeons to get stuff. Some treasures like Trickster's coins can be found like anywhere, like the Trickster just shows up and gives you a little mini game, or same thing like the Gem of Avarice. Whereas some of them, like an Archaic Bone, require that you go and farm a particular dungeon and get a particular event, which is pretty annoying. Now, these first three starter characters are actually way easier to farm than the following three characters, like Senja, for example. Their material costs are way higher comparatively, and I believe they're even a little bit more expensive in the shop, and the vestiges and stuff come from later bosses in the game. And so if you're going to go and like swipe for a hero or use one of your character tokens, I'd highly recommend that it would be on either Venomess, Kairos, or Senja. Now, you can get Venom Mess from just doing the like the reward track from the like kind of the season battle pass type of thing. So I already have 2 of the pieces from the battle pass. So I don't really need to go and grind this out per se. I can just play the game and she'll automatically unlock. But if you want to get her faster, of course, you can go and farm these particular things. Now, if you want it all in one place for what to farm, I have, of course, gone and made a little Gigadoc of all of the different stuff that we're learning in this particular game. So we have all of the different characters. We have like kind of where to unlock their stuff. So there's 3 different pieces that you have to farm that are not gold related. And so you have to go and farm particular bosses. So for example, here on Venomess, if I wanted to unlock Ven's Duty, this here, I would have to go farm the Storm Twins for this piece, the vestige of Ven's Duty. And so those bosses will kind of somewhat rarely drop that material. And I kind of found that doing it on harder difficulties, sometimes maybe even imbue, maybe gives you more RNG. But I farmed up mine from the first here, and the Blood Spawn and the Argent Hand always just did it on the highest difficulty possible. And it was pretty quick, like maybe like 1 out of every 5 kills. We got it done, and we're just blasting through the bosses as fast as possible. Now, for the other materials, the only one I really struggled with was the Archaic Bone on Wingrave. And this requires that you go and do it's found by completing the What Lies Beneath event in the mines. And I had really good success with this by going into the Bloodworks map and doing it on Sphere 3 with 1 imbuement. So you go right here, go to the mines at the top. And so this event can be in any of these, but for some reason the Bloodworks was just giving it to me more frequently on Sphere 3. The problem is that sometimes I noticed that I wasn't actually getting the reward that I wanted, and so I tried doing it with like any random imbuement, and then it was given to me every single time. And so I think sometimes you might have to crank up the difficulty a little bit. I know a lot of people are looking for Halcyon spheres, and I believe you can find those in any of these areas here. I find that pretty frequently in the Undercroft, I believe. It's like an event where you have to like line up these spheres types of things. So just pay attention when you see events going on. That is the orbital event in the ruins. I don't really know why it says the ruins because there's no ruins, but I think what they mean is Aurelian. The Aurelian just in general is the ruins, the very first area. But hopefully this helps you grind out whatever character you want. I also have a section here for comparing the Wayfinders. Note that Heroic Kairos is only available from like the super duper expensive supporter pack right now. So you cannot unlock this guy. And he does have higher stats than the normal Kairos. They said that they want to be able to make it so that you'll be able to like unlock a heroic version of all of the Wayfinders eventually. So we'll see how that goes. It's kind of like similar to Warframe. And I'm starting to like fill out some information here about the weapons as well, where to like farm these materials, because these have a little bit more in depth, and I'll probably add a like compare the weapons setup, because some of these are very different in terms of the stats, in terms of the echo slots that you get. And yes, the echo slots on both Wayfinders and weapons are always the same. But if you're looking for this document, I'll put it in the description down below. You can either just keep referring to this, I'll try to keep it updated, or you can make your own copy by going up here, file, make a copy. And yeah, hopefully this helps. Come by the stream if you have any questions, and thank you very much.